Hi, I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Sasha Ostawari. I was the owner of number 7 Kariwara Street, Dundas. I'd like to give you a bit of a rundown on why we went with David from the Ward Group. There's some key points I'd like to point out. We first came across David as a very friendly individual, extremely friendly manner, very easy to communicate with and so forth. We'd had a few agents prior that we'd spoken to as well. And there are some key points why we went with David comparative to those other agents. The first thing was my wife actually has been looking for property, obviously, having sold a property, we're now looking to buy, and she had been around and she'd seen David at numerous open houses. Now, those open houses, she'd gone in and found David to be very friendly, communicative, very good with her as a potential buyer. And that's what we found very important. Obviously, the buyers are the people who you need to be able to sell a house. So that was a very important thing to my wife and I. Another thing as well is we felt confident that he could communicate the various attributes of our house as well. When we first met David as a potential seller for our property, David came in, he had a look around, he looked at the really good attributes of our house, the features of our house as such, and straight away communicated that to us and said to us, look, this is what I can really put forward to the buyers, and that's what we really liked about David. So we knew he'd be able to talk to the buyers and really express those attributes to them. Regarding the presentation of our place as well, that was a key thing as well. David was able to give us some key points. He actually gave us some ideas on what we could do to the house to make it actually much better for potential buyers, and obviously get a better sale price in the end. Obviously, with anything, presentation is quite important. The other thing on how David achieved quite a good price for us, that was very good. David obviously was able to exceed our expectations. He did a great job in that we did set the bar quite high, but he actually did very well for us as well. So and also the fact that he dealt with our buyers in a very professional manner as well as us, in that whole process. So communicated as the process was going along, which was great. So the marketing strategies David actually did with us was great. We had excellent photos. I think the photos were one of the biggest things that actually helped. Obviously we've looked around at other properties as well, and the first thing we do when we go onto the internet and we see properties is we look at the photos, and that's what will attract us in to come and look at a house. First of all, if we see very dark and dingy photos, we generally won't even bother going and look at the house. So that's one big key thing, and we absolutely loved what the photographer did with the photos and so forth. And the marketing board he put out the front, the flyers, and just the description of our property in general was excellent. So we thought he did a great job with that. So the other thing as well is in regards to obviously having people on his database, that helped, we think, tremendously. Obviously, David was able to get a lot of people through the first open home. The people he got through, quite tremendous in how many people he got through, and we were actually able to sell our house extremely quickly. So 2 days after the first open home, we already had offers for our house, and pretty much on the second day we were able to get a sale. So that was just excellent, and it cut out all the stress for us down the track and having to wait around for the right buyer to come and so forth. So yeah, I would definitely have no hesitation in recommending David as a potential agent for your house if you're thinking about selling soon. And yeah, definitely give him a call. I think he'd be an excellent agent for your property. Thanks a lot.